Welcome to Polytheism III, Part 1. Thank you for tuning in to Dr. Angela M. Crew Ministries. This is Part 3, Polytheism. And the angels who kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he has reserved in everlasting change under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. Hello once again. Thank you for tuning in to Dr. Angela M. Crew Ministries. Today we'll be going over polytheism, which is a three-part series we'll be wrapping up today. Now, polytheism is a veneration and reverencing of multiple gods. But in this instance, we will be dealing with a pantheon of gods in this one isolated area we'll be speaking of, but the fallen third did not fall in one isolated area, for the fallen third was a universal fall. They fell over the whole entire earth globally. But we're just dealing with the Greek gods in this instance, because there's so much documentation on them. Because we have to realize when they failed in Egypt, they failed in India, they failed in Africa, they failed in Greece, they failed in Germany. They failed in every area of the earth. And when they did that, they made themselves as gods in those areas as well. And the other countries, they're doing the same thing. They are reverencing the fallen angels and their offsprings that transitioned over, that became, demons, as well as that of the renown. So this thing is global, it's universal wide, because it was an astronomical number of angels that failed. Now, when Lucifer and the dragon, the fallen third, fell to the earth, there's still other governing angels, but they are over other planetary systems. So here we're dealing with Lucifer, and as well as us, man. Okay, because God made us in his image and placed us in the Garden of Eden. Because Lucifer was reigning over the earth, he had free reign. God gave him to govern the earth until he wanted to exalt himself. So God had him fall back down to the earth. And God made us into his image to conquer, Lucifer, Satan, and his works. Now that's what's so awesome. God created us to stomp out this fallen foe. That's something to think about. Because what did God create on the other planetary systems of the angels that didn't fall? Okay, getting back to this. Now, as they govern over the earth, the firmament, the second heavens, there is also astrology. Now, this came about as well, because this is over the earth, residing over the earth. Now, you have those that govern over the earth, residing in the second heavens, the gods and goddesses. You have those goddesses. Now, we have the zodiac, which it shows the pantheon of gods that represent each and every month of that different signs that people look to. These are fallen foes. These are principalities that people look to find out how their day is going to be, or what is to happen in the future, when they should be looking to God, Elohim, who created all the heavens and the universe. That's who they should be seeking, not these principalities that's in the air. Now, as we go forth and continue, we see and read that the fallen angels fell into the earth. They created the hybrids, the Nephilims, Anakins, Rephaims, and Zamzummites, as well as the renown. And as this was done, much chaos was in the earth. Men stopped calling on God. But later on, they would start calling upon God again. Their cries went up to heaven. But that would be a while later, after everything have just came into totally corruption and violence. This is a nefarious evils of twins, corruption and violence. Men's thoughts were evil continually, with the aid and influence of the fallen foes. Now we have the giants who began taking up all the accusations of men. Men could no longer find food. Everything was being eaten up by the giants, and it's so much so the giants started cannibalism, started eating men. So we have these type of things that was going on in the earth. Even with the animals, they was corrupting themselves. Not only man corrupting themselves, it was also the animals, the beasts, fowl of the air, and the fish. But they had an influence, and that was of the fallen angels, the false gods, who perpetrated of being gods and goddesses. And they was having their own battle, their own war. So as this was going on, we had the angels, fallen angels, genetically altering the men and the animals, fusing them, because this is where we get half man, half beast during that time. But now they operate in the supernatural realm against man. Everything that was created them by the fallen angels that transitioned over and became demons are the same works that are working today behind the scenes against man, still trying to disrupt what God has done in the earth. Although they try to obstruct Jesus from coming into the earth, the Son of God, into the Son of Man, to grant salvation, Jesus accomplished his work and his mission was fulfilled. Now, the same forces that was working back then, that was manifested in the earth, the different giants, hybrids, the different deformity of animals that was in the earth. Like I said, now they operating in a supernatural realm against us. Because what Jesus done, they tried to stop, but they couldn't. Now they tried to stop us. But like I said, God made us into his image for us to overthrow them. And we can do it. Now stay tuned for Polytheism 3 Part 2.